Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. John Mason. I am a content provider for Pathfinders Resilience, and I am the founder of Masters of the Journey and the Stress Education Center. It's amazing. You have found your way to this video. I don't know why or how. Maybe it was recommended. Maybe you came across a link. But today we're going to offer you a little bit of perspective on what your life's purpose is. I say that this is perspective because you may have an idea of what you're supposed to be doing and why you're here. Maybe you're correct. I just want to offer you just a broader perspective. Thank you for joining us. I will also say that if you are sincere about looking at what your life purpose is, I'm going to ask you to do a couple of things. The first thing that I'm going to ask you to do is to become as present as possible so you can receive this information. I want you to begin by taking 3 slow, deep breaths. I want you to gradually breathe in. Do that now. Pause for just a moment, and then exhale fully and completely. If you can, imagine that as you exhale, you can release thoughts or distraction, maybe even discomfort. As you inhale, feel the cool air coming in, allowing you to be most present so that you can take in this information and be available for the perspective that is being offered. After those first 3 breaths, just continue to breathe slowly and peacefully. Thank you. Now, this is a bit of a test. Some of you actually took 3 slow, deep breaths. You became present and available. I asked you whether you were sincere about finding out your life's purpose. And some of you just sat in judgment. You waited. You let your ego define whether this was an exercise you wanted to do or to not do. That's perfect also. All I'm saying to you is that if you didn't follow those simple directions of taking 3 slow, deep breaths, you may have come to this video just to be aware of how much your mind and your ego controls your life and may be getting in the way of you actualizing your real life's purpose. Now, from a divine perspective, and this is the perspective I'm coming at for you today, this is something so that you can be open and available. I want you to know before we even start this conversation that from a divine perspective, you are a miracle. You are very special. You are loved. And I say that to you because as you increase your awareness, as you develop your consciousness, you may come to realize that the life that you're living is perfect in every way, even with the challenges or flaws that your ego may judge that you have or that you're living within. Now, in the next 43 seconds, I'm going to ask you to pay close attention. I want you to realize, the clock is going, by the way, that you have 2 main purposes. The first of your purposes as a spirit, as a soul, as a human life in your human drama is to become as aware and as conscious as you possibly can be. You're to develop your awareness and your consciousness so that you see a broader perspective than just the 3 dimensions that our human lives are living within. Beyond time and space, in the higher dimensions of consciousness, you will find that there is a real purpose to what you're doing. And the second thing that is your main purpose in life is to be of service. And you already are of service, whether you know it or not, and whether you trust this information or not, it matters not. Every interaction that you have, every experience, every challenge, everything that you face and do is of service to the people that you come in contact with, the environment that you affect. Whether you know it or not, whether it's a judgment of good or a difficult, evil, hard lesson, you're providing a lesson that is necessary and required for people and the environment that you live within to increase their consciousness, their awareness. Maybe that awareness is by looking at you and seeing what they do not want to do or they should not do. You have an opportunity to be of service. Now, if you're consciously aware of this and you take responsibility for it, hopefully you find positive ways, and that's a judgment, but positive ways of being of service, of giving of yourself, of helping to expand not only your consciousness and awareness, which is one of your purposes, but to offer the experience so that other people can learn and grow. This is my perspective on what the divine spirit, the universal spirit, has in mind for you and defines as what your purpose in life is. It's not necessarily about making money. It's not necessarily just about providing a house or a family situation or even a career. Those are things that our ego tells us to do. That's fine. That's what we're doing as a human being in this life. But if you rise above that, as far as your level of awareness and your consciousness, you come to a place where it matters not. Judgment isn't there. You find that you are pretty much available and one with all that you come in contact with. The mind has certain limitations. It sees things in 3 dimensions, the time and space, the depth, the width. The mind and our human lives are simplified, and the drama that the humans that we come in contact with have are because we're working within the constraint of only those 3 perspectives of those 3 dimensions. If you have an awareness as you're opening today to this information, or maybe you're agreeing with me and the information that I share, you're expanding beyond those limitations. I ask you to honor and value every interaction that you have, because every soul that you meet, every person that you meet, deep inside, they're another manifestation of you and your consciousness. They are perfect. They are a miracle. It's very difficult to feel that way when they've triggered you and your judgment sets in. That's not wrong. That's perfect in its way. Those are there for a reason. So the struggles and the conflicts that we have as a human being are there for us to learn from, to increase our awareness and our consciousness, and then to find ways of taking that into being of greater service to all of the people and the environments that you meet. This is a lot to take in. Perhaps you want to consider it. I love the fact that you found your way to hear this information. I hope that it begins to broaden you in some way to explore how best you can increase your awareness and consciousness and expand beyond the limitations of our human existence and our 3 dimensions. This is just perspective for you. And whatever you learn, whatever you take away, find a way, learning from these challenges or these lessons and being of service to the people that you meet. I know that you will do that consciously or unconsciously. You're going to do that. But if you're conscious of that, it means that you're developing and you're moving to a higher level of existence. And I really appreciate it. You are a miracle. You are unconditionally loved. And you are a very much a part, an essential part of the divine spirit. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me. Again, my name is Dr. John Mason. Perhaps you can find more information on Pathfinder's Resilience through Masters of the Journey or at the Stretch Education Center. Please continue to take good care of yourself. Continue to be as open and available as possible to learn and to grow, and then to share your wisdom, your experience. I really appreciate this time and attention. Thank you very much.